Hi everybody, it's Oksana, and today I want to share with you a little tip for making these loops easily and not worrying about scratching your wire. This is not the traditional method where you hold the swirl with your pliers and do this sort of thing. This does not do that, so you don't have to worry about coated wires or plated wires, scratching them. So if you want to see how this method works, then just keep watching. So the first thing I do is I take the very tip of this with my round nose pliers, and then when you are curving it, instead of making your typical little loop, I let go of my pliers and I'm moving them here now. And this is going to be kind of hard for me to do on camera, but when you're doing it, make this little end tuck under. See that? From the side you can see how it's sticking out. Because the problem with these little loops is that after a while, there's no place for you to hold with your round nose pliers once you're on like the second layer, and you can't really hold like two layers at the same time because it gets all weird. So you can usually, what people do is they'll hold this with pliers, but nylon pliers, which don't scratch, they tend to be very slippery. And regular pliers, you really can't use them on wire that's coated because it might scratch off the coating. So here's what I do. And now that I have this little tail, I'm going to grab on and hold to this little tail. Here, let me turn this in a way that you can see. And now I can coil this as much as I want just with my hand here and not worry about having to use any other tool. There we go. So if this is going to be on top of something, like it's a decorative swirl that sits on top of a surface of your piece, I like the way that this looks with the little end tucked in, and you can't feel it. But if this is a swirl where you're going to be able to feel the back of it, it's just, like freestanding, you might not want that little sharp end because people can scratch themselves on it. So then you just take your nylon pliers and you just squish it, and it will bring that little end forward into the little loop. You just have to kind of squish it at all angles, and it will. It might work better with non-nylon pliers, but actually I think this works just slightly better with regular pliers, not nylon pliers. And this is just a quick little press is not really enough to, ruin your wires and scratch them up, I don't think, if you just do a gentle, careful little press. So now you can see that wire end. It's no longer tucked. We have pressed it. So from the side, you don't see it from the side, and it's not going to scratch. So that's it. That's my little tip for making little loops.